Level 1. Battery Yard Helper. You hand 2 workers the dented pickup keys and walk, 24, earning $3,450 a month. Foremen send you across the gravel laydown yard with cable tray sections on both shoulders. Plastic-wrapped battery pallets fence the mud while you check overdue rent on a cracked phone. The crane operator swings the white battery container while you steady tag lines below. Dinner waits in a paper sack on the motel walkway, next to mud-caked boots. Electricians work farther down the open container while you bolt rack frames in place. Tasha points past the arc flash boundary tape and orders you clear before insulation testing starts. Older hands laugh from the gang box while you keep the borrowed high-vis vest zipped tight. A journeyman lends you an insulated tool bag, and the borrowed gear feels like your first upgrade beyond cheap glasses. Morning safety huddles teach you which crews arrive before the crane pick. Along the narrow cable raceway, leads call measurements while you pull DC cables through the tray. Motel coins cover the nightstand while rent waits for the crew drive. Lunch coolers wedge under knees in the packed pickup cab between towns. Outside the voltage test perimeter, you wait while electricians test live equipment. Rain floods the access road before the scheduled crane pick can move. Supervisors shout near sinking truck tires while you shovel gravel into ruts. The operator keeps the crane boom idle, and labor takes the blame for the lost lift window. Wet socks steam near the motel heater while sleep keeps breaking apart. In the command tent, the general contractor names labor as the schedule problem. Tasha reorders trades during the commissioning call and rescues the delayed sequence. Warning placards on the container door separate helpers from the battery room. After the site dries, you return to the cable tray stack and shoulder another load. Labeled Pelican cases line the work table, while your torn duffel makes the next rung plain. Technicians move the voltage-rated glove cart while you track the meters. At the test barricade cones, Tasha calls testing and you square your stance. You ask which container door placards and tests unlock energization next. Level 2. Battery Technician. Now 26, you finally lock your used diesel pickup on $6,900 a month. Your locking bed box holds calibrated tools with your name stamped inside. At the fire suppression cartridge rack, you install hardware while energization crews stage outside. Voltage-rated gloves slow your walk near cabinets that helpers still rush past. A clean torque wrench rests on the motel bed next to dirty laundry. You guide younger hands through the marked clearance zone before live testing. Dusk turns the battery yard into rows of humming green status lamps. FR clothes soak in the stained motel sink between night shifts. At the emergency stop station, you walk inspectors through labels and clearances. A rugged technician tablet stays strapped to your backpack, loaded for the field. Before enclosure entry, you recheck the glove rating stamp under work lights. The inspector stops at the mismatched disconnect switch and blocks the walkthrough. He tags the mismatch red and stalls the site hours before energization. You load fresh label rolls onto the cart for midnight rework. The foreman argues from the commissioning trailer doorway over the sticker schedule. Portable light towers glare across the containers while you drive rework yard to yard. The taco truck owner closes early, and your skipped dinner turns into another row of placards. The inspector lifts his flashlight, and the plant waits on his release. At the DC combiner cabinet, you check strings while OEM reps wait. You pack hazard tape and spare labels beside the test leads in your backpack. Hotel parking lots still hold your life, though better tools now crowd the cab. In the temporary control trailer, the commissioning lead quiets the room with one call. Utility staff hold the substation gate until crews correct each enclosure. You learn tomorrow's missing blockers by walking the container label route yourself. Green status lamps settle steady while your grin breaks across the yard. You start following the signed energization board behind every release. Level 3. Commissioning lead. You break ground on first power the month you turn 30, pulling $12,600 a month. Stacked Pelican cases and better FR gear fill the rented SUV. Contractors crowd the commissioning trailer while you lead the pre-energization order. At the folding briefing table, you coordinate electricians, OEM reps, and utility staff. Your team sorts inverter communication faults by system impact, not noise. Lockout tags hang beside spare sensors on your testing case. The battery plant stays dark until your sequence wakes the inverters. A family call goes unanswered while light towers burn through dawn. Through the battery container aisle, you run capacity tests before acceptance. Before restart, you check the lockout board sequence again for permission. A faulted inverter station exposes your wrong call during the winter reset. You cut radio traffic on the handheld site radio and order hold. Tasha pulls you to the trailer side door before blame spreads. A hospital voicemail waits while night testing takes the emergency. The crew semicircle studies your face while your answer stays even. A gas station meal bag fills the rental car after first power. At the marked punch list wall, you clear items before owner acceptance. Owner reps judge margins during the asset owner walkthrough after your fieldwork ends. An OEM rep faces you over failed sensors near the spare bin. Dawn hits the cold desert yard as you hand off the plant. Airport security guards guide your test leads through the conveyor toward the next job. Priority boarding accepts your airline status while no home base waits. 2 battered travel bags carry the authority of a whole plant. The inverter row hums as operators send power from containers toward the grid. Owners greet clients in the handoff circle while faults wait for your call. You start asking who owns the subcontractor truck convoy and contracts. Level 4. Independent BESS crew owner. Time keeps moving and so do you. 34. Pulling $31,800 a month. Your enclosed company trailer parks beside the rented industrial bay. Supplier clerks, trailer yards, and battery sites pull you through labor scopes from dawn to dark. The corrugated bay lease sign makes the logo you own look smaller than the rent. At the color-coded takeoff board, you price cable pulls against weather. A payroll reminder on the bay fridge stops you before tomorrow's tool loading. You argue unpaid change work in the mud-tracked job site trailer. From the gravel phone corner, you call the crew before anger leaks into the job. Folded FR uniforms carry your company name for the first time. A narrow trailer bunk keeps Friday payroll protected through the night. One crew crosses county roads between delayed sites under your logo. Painted lockout training lanes hold new hires while deadlines crowd the yard. The new hydraulic crimper case ends your begging from the prime contractor. Crew paycheck envelopes show how much weekend work rides on your bid. The foreman slams his hard hat against the toolbox during the schedule squeeze. Empty crew seats reveal that he took 2 trained techs before mobilization. Temp agency voicemails crowd the morning before Monday's witness test. You snap the roll-up bay door shut and rebuild the roster. A taped weekend crew grid splits remaining workers by risk. Beside the unfinished disconnect row, temps wait for your direction through closeout. Crews open container doors in sequence across the delayed row through weekend recovery. Labels, tools, and trash overflow the gang box after closeout. A rival dispatcher walks you past clean regional systems and trained backup crews. The exhausted crew lineup proves field heroics cannot hold the company. You build a laminated owner checklist for cash, morale, trucks, and punch lists. Level 5. Regional installation contractor. Each candle to 39 adds up, and $86,500 a month banked. A sunrise truck convoy leaves the warehouse for separate battery sites. Leased telehandlers wait near regional racks of battery hardware kits. At the magnetic dispatch board, you route crews around weather and energization. The bank's credit line warning hangs in the warehouse office you now operate. Locked inventory cages hold labels, lugs, fans, and fire parts. People part in the warehouse center aisle because they expect your answer first. Tasha presses you over a delayed walkthrough near the owner representative vest. A 3-site route map pits angry supers against slipping delivery dates. Your child's concert plays from the parked service van outside the school. After another stalled payment, you walk to the chained staging gate and test the locks. At the crowded site tailgate, you settle fights among leads and reps. An OEM rep blames your installers under the service canopy. You send the safety manager to isolate failures at the quarantine cart. Defective sensors trip cabinet alarms across 2 active projects. Dashboard mile markers glow while you drive overnight between sites. Techs pile bad sensors in the rejected tray away from replacement stock. The superintendent circle gathers and waits for proof before blame spreads. Beside silent battery cabinets, you confront the EPC manager. Mechanics keep the lit bay moving as service trucks roll toward emergency calls. 3 sites recover under one regional banner during the tri-site radio call. Palletized lug shipments arrive before shortages trap your crews. The integrator's site trailer reveals who commands the whole package. Before leaving, you test padlocks along the cable reel row. The preferred subcontractor badge proves trust must reach the site before construction breaks. You build the quality control training wall for documentation and pre-construction trust. Level 6. EPC. Battery Integrator. Years deep now, 45, and $247,000 a month arrives every month. Commissioning vans line the company charging bays under assigned numbers. Crane operators set containers along parallel lanes across the multi-acre site. In the engineering war room, you confront constructability risks before fixed prices. Project managers leave the bullpen for civil delays and witness tests. Drone inspection kits wait beside thermal imaging cases on the bench. At the client negotiation table, you negotiate rework exposure with the commercial lead. A paused birthday video glows while emergency calls circle your pocket. From the operations balcony, you track larger bets that project teams made without permission. A surety officer warns that one failed test can turn into bond trouble. During the capacity test briefing, you scan partners' faces before commitment. At the training mock-up, you address uneven habits after near misses. Pre-qualification conference badges get your team into rooms smaller contractors cannot enter. Electricians fill medium-voltage trench corridors beside transformer pads. A project manager warns you in the closed alcove about recruiting. Your project lead call tree reaches sites before rumors do. A competitor coffee meeting exposes the director courting 2 managers. Before dawn, you drive the service lane toward the farthest project. At the operations yard standoff, you confront the director beside waiting vans. Your temporary command roster shifts authority without stopping field commissioning. An empty director nameplate reminds the staff that people can fracture a company. Utility engineers wait in the witness tent while your team proves readiness. Aerial site feeds guide operators across containers, trenches, skids, and substation tie-ins. Service control operators manage plants after handoff from the main deck. In the procurement cage aisle, you meet the spares lead for warranty response planning. Incident review training gives your scale defenses before defects arrive. You protect the command center floor with people, contracts, defect controls, and scale. Level 7. National Grid Storage Contractor. Tasha waits at the National Gate Badge wall as you arrive. 53. $682,000 a month. Regional airport ramps carry you between battery yards before afternoon review. A branded site gate arch stretches your name over the utility entrance. Plain FR blends you among assets carrying your company mark. In the service corridor, you check uptime crews after construction leaves. The Territory Readiness Board forces expansion to wait until crews can cover failures. At the live substation fence line, you challenge the utility executive. A muted ball-field video call plays while you reroute crews across states. Junior techs teach boundaries in the cutaway rack classroom as you listen. The depot team finds an empty coolant pump shelf where emergency spares should sit. Battery fire response gear waits beside ordinary kits in the locker. Beside the transformer gravel pad, you meet executives near live gear. Container fields glow as operators feed evening demand under your service watch. A utility client hard hat cluster questions reliability as alarms begin. A coolant pump beacon flashes during the live client inspection. You step back and let the service lead command. Mateo diagnoses the fault path at the open auxiliary cooling skid. Under lockout discipline, the service team swaps the replacement pump module. The service lead clears the alarm, and the client sees the company work without your hands. Regional vans converge with parts before the client leaves the site. Senior engineers debrief techs inside the Academy cutaway battery rack. Tasha's commissioning standard plaque governs the yard she once commanded. At the training container side door, Tasha says the new techs are ready. The control desk and the site crews ride one discharge wave together. The old cable tray shadow line from the gravel laydown yard becomes a national training lane. You walk with Tasha through live battery rows while crews laugh, teach, and keep the grid calm.